So, what if I told you that the exact same thinking that builds amazing software could also fix the most annoying little things in your day? Well, that's what we're going to get into. We're going to learn how to deconstruct our everyday problems, the big ones and the small ones, by putting on a developer's hat.
Does this feel a little too real? From a messy inbox to just figuring out what's for dinner, life can feel like this big, tangled mess of problems. But what if you could tackle them not with frustration, but with a really clear, logical plan? That's the big idea we're going to explore. All right, first things first. We have to identify the enemy. We're going to start by zooming way in on one of those universally annoying little bugs that, let's be honest, we all just kind of accept as part of life.
Ah, yes, the charging cable. This is our perfect case study. We've all been there, right? You put it away nice and neat, you go to pull it out, and somehow it has tied itself into a knot that a sailor would be proud of. It seems like a small thing, but it's a perfect example of a recurring, inefficient system that just drives us crazy day after day.
Okay, so instead of just getting mad and yanking the cable free, which we've all done, we're going to put on our developer hat. It's time to stop reacting and start analyzing. It's time to actually debug the problem.
Now, this right here, this is a huge mindset shift. On one side, you've got that typical emotional, ugh, again, reaction. But on the other side, that's the developer's instinct. It looks right past the immediate annoyance to see what's really going on, a broken system.
And this is where a developer totally redefines the problem. See, it's not just my cable is tangled. The real problem is the process itself. The whole system for storing and getting the cable is just flawed, and that system is producing all these negative outputs, friction, wasted time, and of course, a lot of frustration. You just can't fix a system until you actually understand its parts. So just like a developer staring at a messy block of code, our very first step is to deconstruct this chaos into its basic components. So here's how that whole process breaks down. You've got your inputs. That's all your raw materials, right? The cable's length, what it's made of, even your own habits for handling it. Then you've got the processes. Those are the actions we take, like how we coil it or where we stuff it. And finally, you get the outputs, the results. And right now, those are tangles, wear and tear, and a whole lot of wasted time. Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem. Now it's time to actually fix it. Let's open up the developer's toolkit and apply some core engineering principles to build a much better system. Now, I know this might sound a little technical, but these ideas are actually super simple. We're looking for an algorithmic solution, which is just a fancy way of saying a repeatable set of steps to solve the problem. We use simple if-then rules to decide how to store the cable, and we'll practice iterative refinement, which just means we're going to keep tweaking our method over time to make it better. This is just a perfect, real-world example of that conditional logic. It's a simple if-then rule. See, you're not using one rigid solution for everything. You're creating a simple little algorithm based on how you use it. If you use it every single day, a quick wrap is probably fine. If not, then it gets a better storage solution. It's simple, it's logical, and it's super effective. And this is that iterative refinement in action. The key takeaway here is that your first solution does not have to be perfect. You start with a hypothesis. Okay, I'll try a simple wrap. You test it, you see what happens, and if it's not quite working, you don't just give up. You iterate, you try a new method, like the figure-8 wrap, and you test that. It's just a constant cycle of improvement. Okay, now this is where things get really powerful. Because let's be real, this isn't just about cables. Let's widen the lens a bit and see how you can apply this exact same coding framework to much bigger, more complicated challenges in your own life. Let's try this with time management. Think about your daily schedule like it's a program. Where are the bottlenecks? The slow parts. Maybe it's that 15 minutes you waste every single morning just staring into your closet, trying to figure out what to wear. By finding that one slow part of your routine, you can optimize just that one little piece, like laying out your clothes the night before, and you'll actually improve the performance of your entire day. Or how about making decisions? Feeling overwhelmed by a big choice? Code it. Seriously, break it down into a decision tree with simple if-then statements. If the new job has a good commute, then I'll look at the salary. Else, I'll just reject it. This logical process helps strip away all the emotion and gives you a clear, rational path forward. This even works for your biggest goals. An ambition like get in shape just feels impossible, right? But a developer would never tackle a huge project all at once, no way. They break it into small, manageable functions. So your first function isn't get in shape, it's go for a 20-minute walk 3 times this week. Now that is an executable piece of code. Run it consistently, and it builds into the bigger program.
So what does all this add up to? Well, it's way more than just a few handy tips. Adopting this whole mindset means taking on a brand new role in your own life. You become the solution architect. You're not just a user who's experiencing bugs and frustrations anymore. You are the architect. You're the designer. You're the developer. You actually have the power to analyze the systems in your life, find the flaws, and systematically engineer better, more efficient, and honestly, more satisfying solutions. Think of this as your own personal API, your set of rules for how you deal with the world's challenges. First, debug your life. When a problem keeps popping up, treat it like a bug and find its source. Second, build robust systems. Create habits and routines that are tough and resilient. And finally, always be improving. Always be iterating on your own code. So I'll leave you with this question. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It could be your morning routine, how you handle your emails, or even that tangled charging cable. What's the first system you're going to analyze, deconstruct, and rebuild?